Welcome back to another episode of The John, your daily sports dump, where I plunge into the sports world. We are a sports pipeline for breaking news, game recaps, and the hottest takes in the sports industry. So I take care of business, let us flush out the details, and fill you in on what's happening. So take a seat, get comfortable, and make sure you have plenty of TP. It's time to explode the commode. I'm your host, John, and today I'm going to be giving you my 3 winners and losers of the MLB trade deadline. Guys, this was an awesome MLB trade deadline for some teams, but for others, it was not the best. We're going to start with the good teams, the teams that I think won the deadline. First has to be the Seattle Mariners. Getting Eugenio Suarez, the first player to have over 35 home runs to be traded at the deadline, along with Josh Naylor, to pair with Cal Raleigh, who is the MVP of MLB, the AL right now. And if you disagree, even when Aaron Judge is playing, I think Cal Raleigh is the MVP. Because if we're going off of current baseball stuff, they don't factor in averages much. They factor in the OPS, all the stuff. But that's a whole nother argument. But the Mariners have a great young pitching staff already with Brian Rule, with Logan Gilbert, with Luis Castillo, with George Kirby. They have a great pitching staff already. Andres Munoz in the bullpen. They have a great pitching staff. They needed that kind of extra bat help. They got that with Naylor. He's a guy who hits for average. He's not having a great power season for him, but he has power. And then Eugenio Suarez is having the best year of his career. The only thing is he goes back to Seattle, and it's not really a hitter-friendly ballpark. That's the only thing that I'm kind of scared of. But if Cal Raleigh's leading the league with home runs right now and he plays in Seattle, I don't think it'll matter. I think also being on a much more competitive team will make Eugenio Suarez play a lot better. And Josh Naylor fills that need that they needed. They didn't really have a first baseman. They had a lot of positional kind of ins and outs there. And I think now you have a legit first baseman in Josh Naylor, a legit third baseman to go with your legit shortstop in J.P. Crawford, Julio Rodriguez, Cal Raleigh. Like, this team is going to be – I would not be shocked if they win the AL West. I know the Astros made a big move in acquiring Carlos Correa, and we'll talk about that later, but the Mariners, their offense is elite, and their pitching staff is one of the best in baseball, and we've known that. And it feels like it is the Mariners' division to lose right now, even though a lot of teams added at the deadline in the AL West. I just think the Mariners were being able to get Eugenio Suarez is the big one for me. The next one, this team is a winners for one of their trades. The second one, I don't think they're winners. I'm talking about the San Diego Padres. A.J. Preller is known for making big moves at the deadline. A few years ago with Josh Hader, Juan Soto, he's known for making these sort of moves. And he got Mason Miller, J.P. Sears, Ryan O'Hearn, and Ramon Laureano. Now, all of these guys are great. Mason Miller, we know how great he is. He also comes with, I think he's under team control till 2031, so they have him for a while. Ramon Laureano's having a bounce-back year. Ryan O'Hearn's having a great year. So they got these great guys, but what did they give up? I think they gave up too much. And I'm specifically talking about the A's trade. I think giving up Leo DeVries, who is a top 3 prospect in baseball, those guys don't just trade it for anything. And you're trading him for a guy who's going to give you, 80 innings maybe a year? And this guy is a projected top player in the future, and if you watch the tape, this guy looks like he's going to be a superstar. The only thing that they question is his hitting, and the dude's 18 years old. The guy's a senior in high school, and he's playing in high A baseball and is being an amazing player. But for the MLB team-wise, for the Padres, the odds makers boosted the World Series odds from 3,500 to 1,700. So they made great moves. I'm not saying Mason Miller is not a great player, but I think you gave up way too much for him. And I think I also have an A's as an honorable mention. I know I only have 3, but the A's, you got so much young talent back from Mason Miller. You need to be, even though they sold, they got a lot back for him. And I think that's a great job, especially with the worst owner, one of the worst, I think the second worst owner in baseball, John Fisher. You need to be able to build a young team so you don't have to pay them. They already have a really young, exciting core with Lawrence Butler, with Tyler Soderstrom, with Brent Rooker, if they keep him. I thought he was going to get dealt as well, with Nick Kurtz, with Jacob Wilson. Like, they have a bunch of great guys on their team. And then finally, for my winners, it has to be the New York Mets. I mean, they just made the best bullpen in baseball like that. They get Ryan Helsley. They get Taylor Rogers. I may be mistaken. They get one of the Rogers brothers having a 1.9 ERA this year. He's having a career year. Also as a submarine pitcher. And then you get Cedric Mullins, who can show you he's a 30-30 guy to play center field and play in the outfield for you. I mean, the Knicks, or the Mets, sorry guys. The Mets look like they are ready for October baseball, and Juan Soto, after that early season slump, I thought, you guys know how I felt, he should have been an all-star. The Mets look like they are built, and the AL East is going to be one of the hardest divisions in baseball, because now you have the Phillies who got Johan Duran. So it's going to be a very interesting AL East. But I think the Mets had a great trade deadline. You have a great bullpen. You already have a great lineup. Your starting pitchers is okay. But now we saw this deadline. If you have a good bullpen that's deep, that's all that matters. Because now starters are not going long. Starters are going 5 innings. And then you're building that bullpen. Now you have a great bullpen. You're seeing 2 of these 3 teams that I just mentioned added great bullpen depth. And that's what you need to be able to compete in October. And I think that the Mets and both the Padres did that really well. And those are my 3 winners, and then with the A's as an honorable mention. And then losers, I mean, guys, I'm a Sox fan, but Cubs, what are you doing? You had arguably a top 2 team, I think the best team in the NL, maybe behind the Brewers, and you are a World Series contender, and you do nothing. Your big addition is Andrew Kittredge and Willie Castro. You guys needed an ace. Shota is a great number 2 option. Shota is a great pitcher. I'm not saying he's not good. But with Justin Steele out for the year, you needed an ace. You needed a Sandy Alcantara. You needed a Joe Ryan. You needed someone who was on the market, who was a great starter and could come in and instantly boost your team. And you didn't. You have a great hitting lineup. You have a great defensive lineup. You needed an ace. And you didn't do that. I don't understand the moves. I don't understand why you don't jump at this opportunity if you're Jed Hoyer. If I'm a Cubs fan, I'm frustrated right now. We have been competing this whole year without a real ace. Shota is great. You guys know how I feel. I love Shota. He's great. But he is not an ace in the MLB. You guys could have gotten Alcantara, Joe Ryan. You could have traded for some of these aces in the league. You have the prospects. When you are a team that is in contention for the World Series, you trade your young prospects to win now. And what the Cubs did, it didn't seem like they're trying to win now at this deadline. It felt like they're trying to wait longer. And if I'm a Cubs fan, I'm frustrated because I live in the now. If my team, the Chicago Cubs, let's say I'm a Cubs fan, are in World Series contention, I'm looking for an ace right now. I'm not waiting till the offseason. I'm looking right now because I want to win now and I want to win later. I don't want to win just in the regular season, then lose in the postseason because I don't have an ace. And the Cubs are going to make the playoffs. They're going to be in the playoffs. They're going to win maybe a round or 2. But they're not going to win the World Series because they don't have an ace. And if you disagree with me, I don't know what to tell you. Let me know what you think about that. But I think the Cubs needed an ace in order to be a World Series contender. Next, the Minnesota Twins. I don't know what to say. You trade Carlos Correa. You almost trade Joe Ryan. You trade Johan Duran. You trade Willie Castro. You trade all of these guys, and you keep Byron Buxton, and you keep Joe Ryan, but you trade literally every other superstar on your team. I don't understand what they were doing. They didn't get enough back, I think, for anyone. It felt like they were in sort of a weird spot where they're in the AL Central, which is not a great division. And then you make these puzzling moves where you are selling and you trade Carlos Correa, who's under team control for 3 more years, back to the Astros. I just don't understand what the Twins were doing, and if I'm a Twins fan, I'm really frustrated because I felt like you have a great team. Royce Lewis is a star when he plays. Byron Buxton, star. And Carlos Correa has, even though I'm not a huge fan of him because of the whole cheating, he's a superstar. And you traded them you didn't get much back. And I don't know what to say about the Twins. I was utterly shocked. When I was making this list, when I had this podcast idea, I did not think the Twins were going to be losers. I thought the Twins were going to be buyers. I thought they were going to, maybe trade Johan Duran, but still try and build and get better instead of just a complete sell-off. And I didn't really understand the moves by them. And it's just, I don't know. I was very frustrated by the Twins, but not as frustrated as I was with this team. The Boston Red Sox. You guys were linked to so many pitchers. Joe Ryan, Merrill Kelly, Dylan Cease, Johan Duran. The Red Sox, their replacements for those, Dustin May, who struggled with injuries, and when he's played, he's struggled to be consistent and good, and Steven Matz. If you are the Red Sox, you have a viable chance to win the AL East and be a legit contender in the AL, and you did absolutely nothing. You got Dustin May, who has a negative WAR, and big reason why is a report came out after the deadline is that Craig Breslow has portrayed himself as an quote-unquote uncomfortably aggressive when you were trying to make trades with him, and he failed to land Joe Ryan. As you guys saw, he was traded to Red Sox for about 2 minutes, and then the post got taken down. And Steven Matz is okay, whatever. You have a chance. You have Garrett Crochet, who's pitching the best he's ever pitched. You have a great lineup. Ceddanne Rafaela, all of these guys on your team that are having career years, and as the Red Sox GM, you're supposed to jump on this, try and get guys that can help you build, and you didn't. You didn't do anything. You got 2 okay pitchers when you could have got Dylan Cease. You could have got Sandy Alcantara. You could have got guys that would have been way better for this team. You didn't jump, and I just don't understand what they were trying to do. You have a good team, yes, but the trade deadline is for you to add players. You could have added so many players, and instead you didn't really do anything. So I don't understand what their idea was. You won this Rafael Devers trade, and I know it may be early, but you won this Rafael Devers trade. Jordan Hicks is starting to become a very good reliever in the Red Sox bullpen, and I don't understand what you were trying to do. But guys, that's all I have for today's episode. Thanks for tuning in to John, your daily sports dump, where I give you 3 winners and losers of the MLB trade deadline. Make sure to subscribe so you never miss another episode. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram for sports updates and hot takes in real time. And if you're looking for more sports talk, check out the Sports Syllabus show, where my partner and I tackle the hottest topics in college sports and beyond. It's a 2-ply discussion, strong, reliable, and always ready to clean up the messy takes in sports. Join me next time on the John, your daily sports dump, where we'll be starting my stream engine of sports analysis. Until then, keep game face on and stay regular. This is the John.
Don't nobody go in the bathroom for about 35, 45 minutes. Somebody open the window.